Welcome back to another episode of Uncle Sal's Garage. On today's video, I'm going to take you through building the 1.8 in Burt all the way up to a 2270. I'm going to walk you through what I'm looking for in a new motor and the parts that I've already ordered to build this 2270, and then what's next. This will be the first in a series, building the 1.8 all the way up to a 2270. As you can see here, I already have my donor motor torn down and ready for work. All right, let me talk you through the current state here on Burt. So we have a 1.8 liter motor, obviously carbureted, and it's in decent shape. It leaks from the oil cooler area, which is very common. And I've been told while I'm driving, as I shift, it'll puff out some smoke there, indicating that maybe the rings are a little bit tired. But otherwise, it's a pretty good motor. I've been having fun with it all year. So let me talk a little bit about what I'm looking for in the new motor. As I said, I'm going from the 1.8 that's in it now all the way up to a 2270, which should be a pretty significant jump in power. I'm hoping I make 140 horsepower. That's what the recipe calls for, without any massive tuning. So I'm hopeful in that regard. But really what I'd like to do is keep up with traffic. Right now this vehicle really can't keep up with traffic. It can't accelerate into traffic from a yield or a stop. And yeah, more power is really what I'm looking for from the motor. Otherwise, I love the way it sounds. I love the way the car feels when it drives. But it's really just about horsepower for me at this point. I'm under no delusions that this is going to lead the pack in any spirited driving scenario. It's an old car, and this is never going to be fast, but I would like it to be a little bit quicker. Something else I'd like to avoid is a lot of machine work. Some of the kits that use 103 millimeter pistons or above require case machining. I didn't want to do that. I don't want to get into the point where I'm weakening the case and I'm worried about cracking it, and I have to find the right machinist who really knows what they're doing with Type 4 motors. So I wanted to avoid all that, but I did want to get a little more power. So beyond the 2056, what I was looking for was a stroker kit. And I came across a great post on 914 World, authored by Jake Raby. And in that post, he kind of gave a generic recipe for a 2270. And that's pretty much the blueprint I'm following right now. All right, let's talk about what we got here for the 2270 build. Let's start with the bottom end. Here we have a stroker crank that I got from A&A Pistons. This is a 78.4 millimeter stroker crank, and the rods and the crank came as a set. So as you can see here, these are the 5.158 inch rods. Also a part of the set were 96 millimeter pistons and cylinders, also from A&A, as you can see. To complete the bottom end, I purchased a webcam 16386B and lifters. As you can see here from the disassembled bits, I'm going to keep a bunch of parts that came from the donor engine. We've got a slightly lighter flywheel, but I don't want to go too light because I didn't want to make driving around town a chore. And then moving on to the top end here, new heads. These are 2.0 castings, also from A&A Pistons. I chose the 44 millimeter intake, 36 millimeter exhaust option. But because of that recipe that Jake posted a while ago for the 2270 build, I've opted to upgrade the exhaust valves to 38 millimeters, which are to his spec. My cam requires dual springs, so when I get the heads taken to a machine shop to get the 38 millimeter valves installed, I'll also have them do the dual springs. All right, and that should just about do it for today's video. Just a quick intro for the 2270 build, my plan, and the parts that I've already ordered. Next up, we're going to get into the short block there. We're going to be measuring the bearings, the crank, tolerances, using some plastic gauge and some micrometers over there, following Tom Wilson's book right here, and hopefully not screwing anything up. So see you next time. Up next on Uncle Sal's Garage, test fitting and measuring the bottom end of the 2270.